What's up, guys? It's Ryan. You're watching Ryan Vision, and as you can see, the Jeep is looking a little more recognizable. Joel stayed up late last night, or I guess I should say early this morning, and got most of the motor put back together. If you've been watching the other videos, I won't go too into detail of everything that's been done, but basically since the last video, check that one out. He got all the accessories put back on. So the AC compressor's back on, the radiator hoses, which are new, are hooked up, the radiator's back in. You can see it's aluminum with a electric fan on a thermostat, and it also engages when the AC compressor comes on. There's no clutch fan on this Jeep anymore. And we didn't replace the alternator, but I will be doing that. And this is the original AC compressor. A brand new power steering pump with the old power steering pump pulley on it, transferred that over, so that's good to go. Serpentine belts back on, that was pretty new, so we didn't end up replacing that. I think I mentioned in the last video we did a new idler pulley, so that makes it a lot easier to get the belt on and off. But the oil pan's back on, the rear main seal is in, and we did a one-piece Felpro gasket on the oil pan, trying to get rid of all the oil leaks and everything like that. So you can see this baby's pretty much good to go. Definitely need to clean or replace my air filter for sure. And here's the EVAP canister. It's been relocated just temporarily. It's not even bolted in right now. But this thing scared the crap out of us on the Rubicon because it sounded like the motor started knocking. But what it was is when this thing engaged, the bottom got ripped off because it was from the factory. It's down here by the front tire, and so when I was flexing a lot, it bolts in up here where those holes are. When I was flexing a lot, this tire came up and made contact with it and actually ripped the bottom half open. And so when it engaged and starts doing what it's doing, it's a little pump, and it's making this, you know, bunk, 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 bunk noise, and was really freaking us out. We thought a piston was slapping around, and just ended up being this. So if that happens to you, it's a quick fix. It's around $120 part. It's just a big rectangular box you can get at the dealership, and you could probably even find a used one somewhere. But you hook all the lines back up. It doesn't matter where you put it as long as everything's hooked up, and you won't hear that noise anymore. So that's good to go. Another issue that we corrected, Joel noticed a vacuum line when he had the motor all apart, and there was a vacuum line running out from the firewall back here. I know it's a mess right now. I got to clean all this up and organize these wires and stuff, but basically a vacuum line came out of there, went to the intake manifold, and it also swung around here, this black line right here, and came over here to, this is the cruise control. It's vacuum operated, but right here there is a 1/4 inch vacuum T, just a plastic T, and that was broken. The factory one was broken. So what that was doing, on my climate control, it would just blow through the defroster non-stop no matter what setting you use. So supposedly this is going to fix that. We won't know until we fire this thing up, you know, hook the battery back up and everything like that. But hopefully when I turn it to vents, it's going to blow out of the vents instead of the defroster, so that'll be great. Other than that, we got the headlights on completely now, and they're adjusted as good as I can adjust them just by eyeballing them. But if you watched the other video, I mentioned that my adjusters broke, and I don't know if I have the broken ones. Yeah, I got some broken ones right here to show you. So here's the other side. You can see how nice they look, nice and clear. You can see right through to the bulbs. I got PIA bulbs in here. I got 194s in the corner and 168s on the bottom, and then just a regular amber bulb here. I'm not running any LEDs yet. But the adjuster, this thing right here, it's all broken. It's supposed to, you can see that plastic's all busted up. It's supposed to basically, you know, go in there like this and then have another adjuster coming up like this. So basically an L shape. And I believe it was, you know, you have a mounting point here, down here, and over here. And basically they just, you know, the light, you get them all lined up and then you just bump it with your fist, not too hard, and it pops right on. But what happened was when I tried to bump these on, these things were broken. And so when I went to bump it on this ball end here, it actually just pushed this whole broken piece out the back and didn't attach the headlight at all. So they were just wiggling around. You could just grab it and wiggle it, no problem. And that's how my stock ones were too. So had to go to the dealership and pick those up. They're about $12 a piece for the adjusters. But it's well worth it. I only needed the two. There's two different adjustment points on each light, but I only had one broken on each light, the long ones like this. So for 12 bucks, if that happens to you and your lights are wiggling around and stuff, for 12 bucks a piece, you can get these from the dealership, and that'll solve your issue. It's just a couple Torx screws, and you get those mounted in, then they'll pop right on. So like I was saying, I'm real happy with these lights. eBay specials, they didn't cost me much more than $100 for the full set for both sides. So I'm really happy. Can't wait to get them fired up and see how bright they are, because the stock ones, even with nice bulbs, were pretty dim just because how hazy and foggy the actual headlight lens was. So stay tuned. Tonight we're going to be doing the Iron Rock Offroad long arm kit. I've got the boxes over here. They showed up to my work early this morning. So in this box, I know you can't see anything, but in this box there's all kinds of goodies. New shocks, Doetsch Tech 8000 pre-runners for the bigger lift, because we're putting 2-inch coil spacers on top of my 3.5-inch springs, so we'll be 5.5-inch on long arms. JKS quicker disconnects are in there. We still got to put the new sway bar bushings on, and there's the long arm kit over there, so obviously it's going to have a new subframe assembly to replace the broken, or not broken, bent transmission cross member that's on the Jeep right now. So we got a lot of work ahead of us. Also extended stainless steel brake lines just in the front for now. But at the end of tonight, hopefully this baby will be running. It won't be leaking any oil, it won't be leaking any coolant, and it'll be up 5.5 inches on adjustable short arms in the rear and Iron Rock Offroad long arms in the front. Stay tuned for more. See ya.